What's up, everybody? My name is Brad. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm back at it with another book review for you guys. And today I'm actually going to be discussing my favorite read from last month in July, which was The Devil Takes You Home by Gabino Iglesias. And this book is brand new. The release date was actually yesterday on August 2nd. And Jay and I, we were lucky enough to have Gabino on as a guest. I believe it was on our most recent episode of Paper Cuts. Gabino was on there with guest author Megan Lucas as well. We really talked a lot about this book, The Devil Takes You Home, sort of behind the scenes, what all went into it, what it was about, and things like that. So if you're interested in more sort of the background about the book, definitely check out that episode. I'll link it up in the cards. Of this book, right from the very beginning, not just the beginning, but right from the very first word of the book, the author, he kicks the readers right in the gut, and he continues to keep on kicking and kicking and kicking throughout the entire story, not letting up until the very end. Right from the beginning, he sets this unrelentingly somber and brutal tone that permeates this entire tale about a man that's clinging to the end of his rope. He's just barely hanging on, and he goes about making all of the wrong decisions, but he has the best of intentions at heart. So we're following our main character, Mario, and he's the man that's clinging to the end of his frayed rope. And this isn't a spoiler. We learn all this at the very beginning of the book. But his young daughter, she's dying of cancer. His marriage is falling apart. It's crumbling at the foundations. And the looming medical bills as a result of his daughter's cancer treatment, they cast this ever-reaching shadow of debt over Mario that he just cannot outrun. He does not have the money to pay for it, and he just cannot get out from under that crushing debt. He's a man who's desperate. He's a man that has no other options available to him, but he's also a man that will do what he must for his family, a man that wants to be a provider for his family. So reluctantly, he turns to a life of crime just to make ends meet, scrape up enough cash just to keep his family afloat and try to pay off some of their electric bill, the medical bills, all this stuff that is just weighing down up on him, in addition to his daughter having cancer and his marriage falling apart all around him. And it's when this opportunity of a lifetime, the score of a lifetime, falls into his lap that Mario must make the decision on how far he is willing to go for the chance at some sort of semblance and reconciliation of what is left of his family after they are far beyond the breaking point. The Devil Takes You Home, it's this genre-defying mashup. We've got crime, we've got noir, we've got supernatural horrors, all mixed together in one story, and it's been dubbed Barrio Noir as the subgenre by the author himself. For me, it really felt a lot like if you took Breaking Bad, which is my favorite TV show of all time. I got Mike Ehrmantraut on my shirt today. But if you took Breaking Bad and you took From Dusk Till Dawn and got them together and they birthed this mutant child, that's sort of what you have with this book. We have cartels, we have hitmen, we have gun runners, we have drug smugglers, and we have nightmarish creatures all along the way in a story that takes place in the gritty landscape of the U.S.-Mexico border. The real fabric holding this story together, though, are the different interwoven themes of racism, poverty, religion, and violence. And it's how these themes, how they push and pull and tear the characters all in different directions, informing the decisions that they make while also being responsible for the situations that the characters find themselves in to begin with. And speaking of the violence, while it's not overly gory or grotesque, it is visceral, it's cruel, and it's savage. And this is sort of being billed, this book is being billed as sort of a thriller. And for horror fans, I don't think the violence will be anything out of the ordinary that we're not really used to seeing. But for average thriller fans, I think this is going to be a very dark and very violent book to them that they might not expect. I've already seen one or two negative reviews on it, and this is a perfect example of how negative reviews can sell books. But negative reviews where they said this book is too dark and it's too violent for me, which in my case, if I see that as a negative review, that's going to make me want to read that book more so than probably a glowing 5-star review will be. But the violence here, there is one scene in particular that I think it'll have most readers cringing up, and I don't think you'll ever look at bolt cutters the same way again after reading that particular scene. Iglesias writes with such a natural authenticity that you as a reader, you can really feel it. You can really tell that he is drawing upon his own personal experiences and injecting them into the story at times. And it's very simple things, from when the characters are eating up the asphalt as they travel along these empty stretches, these desolate stretches of highway, to when they stop off at the local and lonely roadside diner, eat greasy food with that water-spotted silverware, to the longing for home and having these fond memories of home and reminiscing about your childhood and the sights and smells and sounds of your childhood. And it's these different things, these small but very powerful things that make the characters more so than just words on a page. They become relatable in a way so that we as the readers can have this tangible connection with them. We can feel ourselves, if ever so briefly, slipping into the shoes that they wear and put ourselves into those situations and go along for the ride with these characters. A bleak and haunting depiction of the American dream. The Devil Takes You Home by Gabino Iglesias is a modern-day odyssey, not of Greek heroes in faraway lands, but of desperate men seeking redemption, attempting to make amends and right wrongs the only way they know how, by spilling blood. An assault of loss, grief, strife, and near hopelessness, Iglesias masterfully plucks away at the reader's heartstrings of emotions, all while delivering a passionately harrowing tale of revenge. This book was absolutely amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed it. This was my favorite read of last month in July, like I said. And I'm giving The Devil Takes You Home 5 stars. If you are a fan of Breaking Bad, if you mix in some supernatural horror elements to that, and that sounds like something you'll be interested in, this is definitely a book that you should be checking out. This is my first read from Gabino, but it will definitely not be my last. I've got his book, Coyote Songs, just burning a hole now in my Kindle, and I want to pick up his other book, Zero Saints, as well. That's it. That's been my thoughts in my review on The Devil Takes You Home by Gabino Iglesias. If you've read this book, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. It'll help the channel grow. That's all I have for you guys today, so thank you for spending your time with me. Again, my name is Brad, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.